and welcome to the review. Now, what the review is it... I'm trying to think of a word other than is. It, basically is where a game I've recently finished, I go over stuff that I liked, that I didn't like, and other assortedness things. So the game is The Order 1886. And with that game, there was a lot of stuff that I did not expect, that I wanted to see more of, that I wanted to see less of. For example, stuff I wanted to see more of was more involvement with the werewolves, the vampires, and basically the entire story around them. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The Order 1886 is a game set in the year 1886 in London, England. Or at least somewhere near London, to my understanding. And what's going on is there is a rebel alliance trying to take down the Order. Or take down Lord Hastings, which is one of the characters the Order kind of works for. And the Order is trying to figure out what's going on, why they're doing this, and how do we stop them. While they're trying to do that, they're facing these half-breeds. And what those are is half man, half werewolf, and so on. So, you go throughout the game, killing both rebellion people, which I believe are half-breeds, and yeah, you go through killing them. Then you are approached by the rebellion leader, who apparently tells you that the werewolves have nothing to do with them. And after that, she tells you there's a conspiracy within the Order. So your character doesn't believe her at first. He says, "Bring me proof." And thus, she takes him to the docks, where the Order and the entire kingdom gets their shipments and whatnot. And one of the shipments that they were getting, which had a red stamp on it, whenever your character, Sir Galahad, opens it up, there is a vampire in it. Like one of those one of those snake-nosed vampires like you see in Underworld. And he doesn't know what to think at first, because it's a vampire, and the Order kind of doesn't do that kind of thing, because their entire plot is to get rid of evil, not work with it. So, after seeing that, sorry, there's a fuzz. After seeing that, he kind of gets mixed up in the head. He kind of wants to make everything right. So, what he does is he thinks he has an ally called... what the heck was his name? Alistair. And he has Alistair help him in order to get into Lord Hastings' palace, or mansion, or estate, or whatever the heck you want to call it. But they get in there, along with the rebellion leader, or you find the rebellion leader in the estate already, so you help her, fend off against all these people that are trying to kill her. And you get into the estate, you fight off more people. Then you kind of lose track of one of your guys, only to open a door and find Lord Hastings draining him from his neck. Then, the thing that irritates me the most, your partner Alistair turns out to be a werewolf. And that annoys me, because werewolves and vampires are working together, when I thought it would be vampires versus werewolves. And that just bit my tongue. But it annoys me because that kind of thing always tends to happen. The werewolves end up working for the vampires or something like that. And that upset me because, it's rarely done that vampires versus werewolves And it's rarely done that werewolves are in a game, like by themselves, for a short period of time before vampires kind of pop up and take over everything. But yeah. So, Lord Hastings has you sent to, has you arrested by the Order. Then the Order sentence you to death in prison. And that's where you kind of recap where the beginning of the game comes off. Because the beginning of the game, you are having your head dunked underwater, getting beaten up by guards. Then you finally escape. And what happens is you're on this long bridge thing with 2 towers in between it. So you're in the middle. Part of the Order's right here. Another part's right here. And the leader, Lord Chancellor, tells you to give up or you will die. And Galahad says one of the best lines I've ever heard in a game. He looks straight at the Chancellor and goes, "Don't you remember, Chancellor? I'm as good as dead already." And then he jumps off backwards off of the bridge into the water, where he is saved by Nikola Tesla and a weird cloaked old man. And thus begins his cycle of revenge, going into the mansion and all that. Then, after that, you escape them, you get healed up, and then you go after Alistair. And what appears to happen is the Lord Chancellor knew all along that Alistair was a werewolf. So, when the Chancellor tells him that he knew all along, Galahad gets frustrated, but he doesn't do anything. But what the Chancellor asks him to do is kill Alistair. Now, Galahad doesn't want to do it at first because he can't really be asked to do that because it's, not his need to do. But he does it anyway. And then that's where the game cuts off and starts rolling the credits. Then the after scene is Galahad standing on top of a roof looking at the destroyed, I guess, England city known as Whitechapel. And all you hear is Nikola say the Order is after you, telling how long before they find you. And he goes, "Galahad?" Then Galahad goes, "Haven't you heard, Nikola? I'm Galahad no longer." And that kind of leaves you off with, who the heck are you? So, I don't know whether there's a sequel to it. If there is, I want to know. Tell me. I want to play it. But that's where the game leaves off. And I want to know more about what happens afterward. Because it's a good game. It's a good series. I wish to continue playing it. But in my final verdict, I guess I would have to say the game is really good. If you have the chance to pick it up, definitely do. Because the game is one of those where you're going to want to play it again. And you're going to want to test out the different weapons and the different weapon choices you can have in the environment. So, yeah, the game is very good. I would highly suggest picking it up. And yeah, it's an overall very good game. But I'm going to leave this one here. So thank you guys so much for watching this one. If you liked it, you know what to do. Keep things crazy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.